Good morning, farm fam. Today's video is going to be a little different from the norm. Per request, we are going to be sharing Shawn and my 23andMe results. Basically our ancestry or DNA backgrounds. So stay tuned because there is some pretty interesting information that we found out. Some pretty surprising results here. Shawn did want me to tell you guys hi. This part of it isn't really his thing. He's out there working in the farm, working in the fields today. That's more his cup of tea. So, but he did want me to tell you guys hi for him. Okay, you guys, let's start with Shawn. So when we first did this, I remember Shawn telling me mine's probably going to be like a mixture of a lot of different places. And we were surprised that he is basically 100% European. The European consists of Southern European, 99.4%. That is the Spanish and Portuguese. So we know his mom was born on Portuguese Island. His dad was born on Terceira Island, where his parents were born. So we assume that it's most likely the Portuguese portion of it. So then you can actually go right below that. It says Pico and Fial Islands. So once you click on that, it says like highly likely Portugal. And then it actually has in first place for highly likely the Azores. And they were actually able to highlight it on the map. And we thought that was really cool that they can actually pinpoint it that closely, pinpoint your genetics that closely. So 99.4% Portuguese. The other portion of him is Africa, North Africa, and I forgot what it was, but Nigeria is his other percentages there. So 0.6% African, 99.4% Portuguese. Again, they highlight here Pico and Fial Islands, Portugal, Azores, and 9 other regions are highly likely. Then what's cool is that they also tell you your percentage of Neanderthal compared to other customers. So Shawn has 14% more Neanderthal than the other 23andMe customers, which was pretty cool to find out. We actually thought his was going to be a higher percentage than just 14%. So moving on, his parental haplogroup, basically it says that Shawn, you descend from a long line of male ancestors that can be traced back to Eastern Africa over 275,000 years ago. They don't have his maternal information because he is a male. You only get the maternal information if your mom does the genetic testing, or like one of his sisters, he would be able to get the information from one of his sisters. So Shawn, your parental haplogroup is RZ225. And then it shows the migration path that his ancestors took from Africa to Europe and into the arrow points into Portugal right there. So that's pretty cool. And the title of this video is going to answer, or this is going to answer a few questions from the title of this video. So Shawn actually shares a paternal line of ancestors with Nile, I believe I'm pronouncing that correct, of the 9 hostages. So he was king of the 9 hostages. So we actually looked this up on YouTube, and they have like a little documentary, and it's kind of cool to find out that you're actually related to someone who was a king from like 10,000 years ago. And you can actually, the genetics go back even further. When you look it up on Wikipedia, we were able to find out that his father was also a king of the battle, like some battle, 100-year battle or something like that, which is really cool. I thought this one was funny because it tells you if you have little or no back hair. And I'm not going to confirm or deny this, but 75% chance you have little or no back hair. Then it goes as far as your earlobes. There's a lot more information on here, but the video would be so long if I shared all of the details with you guys. It says that you have Shawn has an 86% chance of having detached earlobes, which is true actually. His eye color, 31% chance of having dark brown. I would say for Shawn, if you minus the two like blue colors at the bottom, and that's his eye color, like, because he has little highlights in his eyes. Hair photo bleaching, Shawn, genetics predict that you have a 55% chance of having hair photo bleaching, which his does kind of, but not as bad as mine. 41% chance of having slightly wavy hair, 25% chance of wavy hair, 17% chance of straight, 10% of big curls, small curls, very tight curls. So if you combine all of this together, that is probably Shawn's hair type. He pretty much has small curls and a little bit bigger curls. Light or dark hair, 61% chance of having dark brown hair. And I would say unless he's been exposed to a lot of light, then like summer light and the sun, then his hair is for the most part dark brown. Now moving on to mine, which is, I'm a big mixture of everything. Shawn's was easy, pretty much 100% Portuguese. Mine's different. I am almost 100% European. My European consists of Northwestern European, and they broke that down into British, Irish. They're putting in the same category because genetically it's the same. French and German, the same thing. Genetically, it's basically the same thing. And then where it says broadly Northwestern European, I know that one of my grandparents is like 100% French. So I combined the 6.3 plus the 15.6, and that's roughly a quarter. So that was kind of like an answer to me of what the broadly Northwestern European is. I know where to fill in the gaps on that one. But I do have to say that my family, we were raised in an Italian household. So Italian traditions, Italian homemade food. My grandma we called Nona. And it shows up that I am 22.1% Italian, which I thought I was a quarter Italian. So that makes sense. When I click further on that, it does tell me that I most likely have a grandparent that was 100% Italian, which to my knowledge, I do. And then also when I click on the French German one, it also told me that I most likely have a grandparent that was 100% French or German, which I know I do as well too. So I'm pretty much half British, Irish, quarter French and German, quarter Italian. So when you go for, and then where it says trace ancestry at the bottom, that 0.2 is from Africa. So when I click on my Italian part of my genetics, it was able to pinpoint Abruzzo, which is actually where my grandma was born. My Nona was born there. So again, it's super cool that they're able to pretty much pinpoint for the most part exactly where your genetics are from. They don't consider it pinpointing it. They just say highly likely. And I know my background. I know where my grandma was born. So I am able to confirm that that is where my genetics are from. I screenshot this one because I thought it was pretty interesting, because it says that my genetics are a melting pot of Celtic-like ancestry and associated with later waves of migration from Germanic peoples, including the Angles, Saxons, Danish, and Norwegian Vikings. I'm probably saying some of that incorrectly, pronouncing some of it incorrectly. And then this one is also, this is where it was highly likely as well, from the central North Midlands. I didn't realize that I was that much British and Irish. The Irish part makes sense to me because I was born with an Irish last name. Hey Anita, you have more Neanderthal DNA than 23%. I'm a caveman, you guys. Cavewoman, I should say. Shawn's was 14%. Mine is 23%, which is hilarious. I didn't think I was more Neanderthal than Shawn. My maternal haplogroup is H1, and it basically says that I descend from a long line of female ancestors that can be traced back to Eastern Africa over 150,000 years ago, which is crazy, you guys. That is super crazy. And then this is my ancestors' migration path as well. So you can see that it started in like East Africa, migrated up into Europe, and then over into the other areas that basically my genetics reflect. So on 23andMe, you can get a year subscription. You can get a lot more information. There is some red flags in my genetics that we don't need to get into, but it does tell you that if you have like a variant of having like late onset Alzheimer's, heart problems, things like that. And that's something to take into consideration when you're looking at your health at a younger age. You know, you want to try to avoid all of those possibilities that pop up in your genetics. So it's important to try to live a healthy lifestyle, try to eat well, exercise, and all of that other stuff to make sure that you stay healthy overall. So there you guys go. I just wanted to share with you a little bit of that information. The title of this video is Shawn a Prince? No, Shawn is not a prince. But yes, he is a descendant of royalty, which was really cool to find out. So every now and then I tease him and I'm like, Your Highness. Yes, Lord. It's a little inside joke in between the two of us and the family. But I just wanted to share with you guys our ancestry. Like I said, that none of this really matters to us. Like, we don't take it super seriously where we're from and things like that. But we thought it would be cool to, be able to really know, confirm where we're from and things like that. And I would say that this 23andMe definitely confirmed a lot of information that we already knew. So that pretty much sums it up. Thanks for watching, guys. I had fun making this video for you. Bye for now.